I will pack it.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for the management for giving this opportunity to speak on chapter 7, verse 13 to 18. And if they make any mistakes, a lot of senior devotees are here, please forgive me. Whatever I am speaking is from Bhagavad Gita and from various gurus who have spoken about this, nothing from me. Okay?
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Bhagavad Gita. If you don't have, there's some books on the back. You can take it. So in the Bhagavad Gita, if you take introduction, the first page of introduction, here, you see the Mangalacharan. So we just take the first verse of the Mangalacharan and recite. Om Mangyana Trivindasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. I'm translating this in English. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes. With the torch of knowledge, I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Let's chant 3 times for the well-being of Kritu Maharaj. Once again, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Always include your prayer. As Kamala Mataji mentioned, he has been fully devoted for the Krishna conscious movement, and he has brought in a lot of devotees into Krishna consciousness. And let's keep him in our prayer. Okay? So we are doing today chapter 7 from verse 13 to 18. So there are, I'll just summarize before we start this thing. This 13 to 17, Sri Bhagavan Krishna is talking about 3 modes of material nature, and the Lord is above the 3 modes of material nature. He's establishing that in the 13th verse. In 14th verse, he's also telling that it's very difficult to cross the 3 modes of material nature, but one who surrenders unto him can easily cross the 3 modes of material nature. And then he goes on, verse 15, there are 4 kinds of unpious people who do not surrender unto me. He lists the 4 kinds. And the next 16th verse, he talks about 4 kinds of pious people who start rendering devotional service to me. And then 7th, I consider him who is situated in knowledge of me to be just like myself. He is sure to attain me. And also tells out of the 4 pious people, he lists the people who are very favorable to him. Okay? With that, a summary of the things in this 7, 13 to 18. Let us start reading the slokas. Anybody like to volunteer the verse 13 and the translation?
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Deluded by the 3 modes, goodness, passion and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So Krishna has many energies. So one is material energy, other one is spiritual energy. Spiritual energy constitutes 75%, material is 25%. Okay? So material energy in this world is called Maya Shakti. That basically consists of 3 gunas. There are 3 modes of nature. Like color red, yellow, blue, you can mix and combine, make any colors. Same way, 3 gunas are combined in different creations. So the world comprises of 3 gunas. Anything that we take in this world, we can categorize under one of the 3 gunas or combination of 3 gunas. And His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says that Krishna is Param Bhava, is spiritual above the three gunas. He is not controlled by three gunas. Mayavadi philosophy says that he is born, he is having same kind of things like human being. That is not true. That is illusion. So Shankaracharya, the founder Acharya of Mayavadi, incarnation of Shiva, says Narayan is para, beyond this material world, creation. Jiva is part of it. And he instructed this message to, Sri Krishna instructed this message of Bhagavad Gita 12 million years before to Vishwaswan. And he instructed the same message to Arjuna 5,000 years ago. But Arjuna forgot and asked that how you instructed this message to Vishwaswan when they played together, you all born at the same time. Then Krishna explained that you have forgotten that you are born and I remember present, past and future. He explained that. That is explained in chapter 4.1. Krishna is also called Achyuta, never falls down into Maya. Also is called Adoksaja, above three modes of material nature. So all the material creation is under him. So in the chapter 10, Krishna explained this Prakriti is working under his direction due to his material world is functioning by his superintendence. Maya is under his control. So here's an example, Bhakti-rasa Bhakti Swami is saying, take sun, okay, and there is water in the ocean. Because of the sun, it evaporates, it condenses into moisture and it forms cloud. So when there is cloud, when there is a lot of cloud like yesterday, do you think sun has disappeared? No, because we can't see it. The sun is there beyond the clouds, but then we can't see. Our eyes cannot see because covered by the clouds. So what he compares here is that the cloud is Maya, the sun is Krishna. He's comparing, analogy, So he's always there, but because our senses cannot see beyond the clouds, we can't say Krishna is not there. So we are all covered by this Maya. We can't see Krishna. But once he goes beyond the cloud, then we can see Krishna. So one goes beyond the Maya, crossing the Maya, then you can see Krishna. So also Maya Devi is in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, where it's explained, and Vasudeva marries Devaki and Kamsa escorting by the chariot. At that time there is Akasavani, and it's telling that you are a fool and you do not know Devaki's eighth son going to kill you. And then he pulls immediately Devaki by head and then tries to kill her. At that time Vasudeva comes and says, you don't kill her, you need a child, I give the child. So, and then the eighth child, when Krishna is born in the prison, Vasudeva moves from there to Yasoda, that is Nanda Maharaj home, where he brings Yasoda child, which is Maya Devi, and then brings to the prison. So baby from Yasoda was brought into the prison. At the same time, Yoga Maya appeared as a sister, and one will worship Maya, that is, we call with flowers, and then we call as Durga, Bhadrakali, Saradha, Ambika, Yoga Maya. So this is what it is. So to worship simply for material benefits of no value. So Maya Shakti is personified, but he is devotee of Krishna, and he performed the services under the supervision of Krishna. So Krishna has no material form, Jivatma in the clutches of Maya, It is the material energy. Okay? So, but we are the borderline, right? So we can either go towards material energy or you can go up to spiritual energy. It's our choice. So that is what is established here. Krishna is above the Maya, above the three modes of material nature. Let's move on to next 7.14. Any volunteers to read the sloka and translation?
Devi Shakunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mam Eva Ye Prabhatyante Mayam Etam Tarantite. This divine energy of mine, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
Yeah, thank you, Mate. So, this is very difficult to surrender. So, you have seen some homes, they have dogs, They have a gated community, they have a dog. As you enter inside, the dog is barking. And the master says that, don't bark, don't go and catch the person, then the dog stops. So here the dog is compared to Maya and the master is compared to Krishna. So if you please Krishna, automatically the dog gets away and he can go directly to him. This is an example given by Chaitanya Charan. Maya is very clever. He promises you happiness. Simply surrender to her. In the end, she wins. She kicks us in the face in the end. Why? Because this life is temporary. People can accumulate so much of wealth, anything, but then when they die, they can't take anything. They can't take their wife or husband, children, grandchildren, house, nothing they can take. They just leave the body and go. So that's how Maya takes you. So you have to surrender to Krishna. Okay? You have seen, many occasions when there is natural calamities, one cannot do anything, they are helpless. Radhanath Swami gives an example of Chicago. About 100 years back, there was a slaughterhouse killing a lot of cows. That entire Chicago was consumed by fire. Because it was an old lady who was taking care of the slaughterhouse. She had a lantern and the cow kicked the lantern fell and all the hay grass was there. It started burning. No one could even fire, they couldn't put out the fire. They had to pray God, So Mother Cow got the justice. So you can't come over the nature. So that's one of the examples is given here. In 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it said that one who takes the shelter, surrenders to Krishna, crossing the ocean of the material existence is very easy because the ocean shrinks to the size of a calf of the foot. Calf is so small, the foot is so little. So there is a puddle, this small water you can cross easily. So that's how you can easily cross the material existence when you take the shelter of Krishna, when you surrender to Krishna. So then question comes, what is surrender? How do you surrender? Okay? So here we give simple way of surrendering here. So you surrender. The Krishna is speaking through his representatives, gurus, sadhus, through scriptures. So we cooperate and follow him. Take the instruction from Guru. It's not difficult. Accept Guru with the faith, what I should do, what I should not do. So that is a simple way of surrendering. Okay? So in Sukadeva Goswami explains about this as an example from Ramcharita. Sri Ram, he wants to cross the ocean to go to Sri Lanka, and he's praying to the ocean that, Indian Ocean, that please give me the way. 3 days he was praying, and he's giving an opportunity for the personified of ocean to open up so that he can take the army across the border. After 3 days, nothing happened. He was very angry. And when he became angry, the fishes were all coming out and jumping out, of the water and dying. He saw that ocean personified, and then he surrendered. When he surrendered, then he asked for his forgiveness. So when you surrender, automatically things become normal. Yeah. But when you chant with your faith, So there are people who are not satisfied with their service. They say, I am not satisfied with my service. Because you don't have faith in the service. Like trees in the garden, 50, 60, 100 years old trees. But the same tree can be cut down easily. How? Sometimes you are doing seva, but your sadhana comes down easily. Sometimes you blaspheme the sadhus. Within a minute, you fall down. So you have to nourish your faith and sadhu sangha, and have shraddha, strong shraddha you should have. That keeps you moving. So easy way surrender. So not difficult to follow, not difficult to not to follow, easy to follow. Okay. So let's move on to 7.15. Any volunteers to recite the sloka?
Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is total by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of the demons, do not surrender unto me.
So, those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among men, second kind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, who partake of the atheist nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. So, there are 4 kinds of people that they are called duskritas. So, one is foolish, muda, very hard working and enjoying the fruits of the labor. Okay. And second kind, lowest among mankind, naradhama. He give an example of Jagai Madai, Then third kind, whose knowledge is stolen, right? Knowledge nullified by illusion, like philosophers, poets, literates, scientists. There's a lot of people who have written Bhagavad Gita, So, but all the Bhagavad Gitas do not turn them into devotees. Whereas the Bhagavad Gita written by the Prabhupada turns people into devotees. There's a difference, So even after learning about Bhagavad Gita, they keep on arguing, and then they do not want to surrender. Then atheist people, asuram bhavam, they also don't surrender. So these are Gyanis. Here also there is an example given. For example, when there is a strike, in India they break the post box and then burn the buses. It's not going to, harm the government, because just doing that activity, you are just releasing your anger, but that is not going to bring down the government. So these are the 4 kinds of people who are duskritas, okay, who do not surrender. Then 7.16. Any volunteers to recite?
O best among the Bharatas, four kind of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the Absolute.
Yeah. There are four kinds of people, pious men, begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the Absolute. So distressed, So people, we know, many distressed people come, please help me to get my grandmother better. Please help me, I'm depressed because of this and that. So there's one kind of people. Second kind is they come and give orders, they have not to increase their wealth. They continue to pray in difficult situation. They pray for getting better in their life. Okay? So that's second kind. Third type is inquisitive, asking questions. They want to understand. They want to curious. They want to know more about it. The next is searching knowledge of absolute truth. So they know the difference between matter and the spirit, asking questions about absolute truth. When they fully understand that material remuneration is nothing to do with the spiritual improvement, they become pure devotee. So regarding this pure devotional service, there is a recitation from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.11. So Anya Vilasita Sunyam Jnana Karmadya Anavritam Anukulyena Krishnau Silanam Bhaktir Uttama. One should render transcendental loving service to Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities of philosophical spiritualism. That's what it means. The four groups contact with the pure devotee get purified. They too become pure devotees. Even some of the miscreants, by chance, when they come in contact with a pure devotee, they also become pure devotee. We have seen many cases when Srila Prabhupada started the movement in the North America. Many hippies had joined, and many of them were drug addicts. They are purified. Yeah. So we have seen this practically. So that's when pure devotee comes in contact with, we are miscreants. They get chance, they get purified. The next is $7.17. Let's go to 7.17. Any volunteers?
तेषां ज्ञानं एक भक्ति विशिष्यते प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनो वितर्कमर्हं स च मम प्रिय. Of these, the one who is in full knowledge and one who is always engaged in a pure devotional service is the best. For I am very dear to him and he is dear to me.
Yeah. So of those, one who is in full knowledge, who is always engaged in pure devotional service, is the best. For I am very dear to him and he is very dear to me. So I don't know how many of you have this book. It's called Nectar of Devotion, and also in Hindi it's called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay, written by Sri Rupa Goswami. So he explains here how to discharge devotional service. I'm going to read something from here. Sri Rupa Goswami mentioned the basic principles. Accepting the shelter of the lotus feet of a bona fide spiritual master, becoming initiated by a spiritual master, learning how to discharge devotional service from him, obeying the orders of spiritual master in faith, in devotion, following the footsteps of great Acharya, their teachings, under the direction of spiritual master, inquiring from the spiritual master how to advance in Krishna consciousness, being prepared to give up anything material for the satisfaction of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. This means that when we are engaged in the devotional service of Krishna, we must be prepared to give up something which we may not like to give up. And also we have to accept something which we may not like to accept. Residing in a sacred place of pilgrimage like Dwaraka, Vrindavan, accepting only what is necessary and dealing with the material world only as far as necessary, and observing fasting day of Ekadashi and worshipping sacred trees like banyan tree. And also he continues on giving some 44 important things. I'll quickly read that. One should decorate the body with tilak, which is the sign of Vaishnavas. The idea is that as soon as a person sees these marks on the body of Vaishnava, he will immediately remember Krishna. Lord Chaitanya, who none other than Krishna, said that Vaishnava is he who, when seen, remains one of Krishna. Therefore, it is essential that Vaishnava mark his body with tilak to remind others of Krishna. Second, in marking such tilak, sometimes one may write Hare Krishna on the body. If you go to Vrindavan, you see some people write Hare Krishna. Then one should accept flowers, garlands that have been offered to the deity and the spiritual master and put them on one's body. So sometimes go to temple, you give the flowers, offered. Here we give flowers, right? You have to smell it. And then one should learn how to dance before the deity, which many of you are doing. One should learn how to bow down immediately upon seeing the deity or the spiritual master. So when you open the curtain, you should bow down and by seeing the deity. Okay? As soon as one visits a temple of Lord Krishna, one must stand up. If you are sitting, you should stand up. When the deity is being born for a stroll on the street, you have seen many places, you have Ratha Yatra, the devotees immediately follow the procession and then pay obeisances. Then one must circumambulate the temple building at least 3 times. In every temple there is an arrangement to go around the temple at least 3 times. Some devotees go around more than 3 times, 10 times, 15 times according to their vows. The Goswamis used to circumambulate the Govardhan hill. If you are going to Vrindavan, they walk, Govardhan hill. Circumambulate whole, sometimes full, take 4 hours to 5 hours, right? Then one must worship the deity in the temple according to the regulatory principles, offering arati, prasada, decorating the deity. These things must be observed regularly. One must render personal service to the deities. Many of you are doing. One must sing, which some of you are doing. One must perform sankirtan. One must chant. One must offer prayers. One must recite notable prayers. One must taste Mahaprasad, food from the very plate offered before the deities. One must drink charanamrit, and then one must smell the incense and flowers offered to the deities. One must touch the lotus feet of the deity. One must see the deity with great devotion. One must offer arati at different times. One must hear about the Lord and his pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and similar books. So we have Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita classes are happening. Prabhu taking class on Thursday, right? All days now. So anyone interested, contacts free. Zoom, you can join. So what it does is it develops you bhakti, praying. One must pray to the deity for his mercy, Don't ask anything because he knows everything. Why? He is Paramatma, he is in your heart, right? He knows everything. Ask for his mercy. One should remember the deity. One should meditate upon the deity. One should render some voluntary service. One should think of Lord as one's friend. One should offer everything to the Lord. One should offer a favorite article such as food or garment. One should take all kinds of risks and perform all endeavors of Krishna's benefit. In every condition, one should be a surrendered soul. One should pour water on tulsi trees. If you have home at home, offer tulsi, water for tulsi. One should regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam and similar literatures. One should live in a sacred place like Mathura, Vrindavan, Dwaraka. One should offer service to Vaishnava. One should arrange one's devotional service according to one's means. In the month of Kartik, October number, one should arrange for special service. During Janmashtami, time Krishna's appearance day, one should observe special service. One should do whatever is done with great care and devotion. One should relish the pleasure of Bhagavatam, and one should associate with devotees who are considered more advanced. Okay? One should chant the holy name of the Lord. One should live in the jurisdiction of Mathura. Of all the things, there are 64 items total. Of them, 5 are very important, which are namely worshipping the deity, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, associating among the devotees, Sankirtan, and living in Mathura. These are very important. So these books are available there. You can read it. They are very nice. Then let's move on to chapter 7.18.
Udara sarvaivaiti jnani bhaktatmaiva me matam ashistat sahi yuktatma mami vanta mangatim. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect good.
I just read the purport of this one. It is not that devotees who are less complete in knowledge are not dear to the Lord. The Lord says that all magnanimous, because anyone who comes to the Lord for any purpose is called Mahatma, or great soul. The devotees who want some benefit out of devotional service are accepted by Lord because there is an exchange of affection. Out of affection, they ask the Lord for some material benefit. When they get it, they become so satisfied that they also advance in devotional service. But the devotee in full knowledge is considered to be very dear to the Lord because his only purpose is to serve Supreme Lord with the love of devotion. He doesn't want anything else. Such a devotee cannot live a second without contacting or serving Supreme Lord. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is very fond of his devotee. He cannot be separated from him. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 9.4.6, the Lord says, the devotees are always in my heart and I am always in their heart of the devotees. The devotee does not know anything beyond me and I also cannot forget the devotee. There is a very intimate relationship between me and the pure devotee. Pure devotees of full knowledge are never out of spiritual touch. Therefore, they are very much dear to me. There are many examples are quoted here. I heard the lecture from Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So, here one example, Shankaracharya, he works deity in Badrik Ashram. Uska Ishtadev, called Ishtadev, is Ishtadev Narasimhadev. And in the Joshi Ashram, he established the process of worshipping. He said Bhaja Govindam and he taught how to worship. Okay? Also, we have many other examples. So, Ramanujacharya accepted sannyasa in Srirangam and in the Ranganath temple. So, there was a devotee, his name was Danvadas. So, when the procession was going on, he was staring at a woman, He was not bothered about the deity and he was fanning the woman with a peacock fan. He was so absorbed. Why? She was so beautiful. He couldn't look at the deity, he was looking at the woman, So beautiful. So later on, Ramanujacharya asked him, what is that? Deity is going, you should be, respecting the deities. He said, no, she's so beautiful, I can't take my eyes off from so beauty. Then Ramanujacharya tells, if I show you someone more beautiful than her, will you accept it? He said, yes. So then he took him to Ranganath temple, and before going, he was praying to Ranganath, please attract his heart. So he went, Dharma went into the temple, and then he started looking from foot, heart, limbs, eyes, and his eyes were so attracted by Ranganath, and he started crying. He surrendered to the deity. So, and later on, the woman who he was attracted to, they got married, they both serving in the same temple. Okay. There are many examples are given here. I take one or two examples. That's Gadadhar Pandit, I think. Gadadhar Pandit was taking, he had a deity, Chota Gopinath. So when he became old, he was not able to stand up. The deity is very tall, right? And he had to put mukut and garland and all. He couldn't stand up, it was so tall, So he was wondering what to do. So Chota Gopinath, he was standing, he sat down. He sat down so he could offer mukut and the garland. This is all real, If you go to, all the temples in this Vrindavan, other area, you see that. Other cases, Saligram Sila, right? So Gopal Bhatta Goswami had 12 Saligram Silas worshipping them. Wealthy devotee came to Vrindavan, gave jewels and cloth. He said, how can I use the jewels and cloth Saligram? Saligram, you know how it is, like a stone, right? So, and he was praying to Radha Krishna, and then the Saligram, they changed himself into Radharaman. Okay? So, you see in Vrindavan, if you go to temple, Radharaman temple is still there, So you can see. So, that's what he's saying here in this 18th verse of 7th chapter. Let me read again. So, the devotees, Bhagavatam 9.4.68, the devotees are always in my heart, and I am always in their hearts of the devotees. The devotee does not know anything beyond me. So they just know Krishna. Okay? And I also cannot forget the devotees. There is a very intimate relationship between me and the pure devotees. Pure devotees in full knowledge are never out of spiritual touch. Therefore, they are very much dear to me. So that's what the conclusion. To summarize what we talked here. So, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is above the three modes of material nature, and it's very difficult to cross the three modes of material nature. But if you surrender to Krishna, then it's like crossing a calf of the foot of the calf, the impression of the foot of the calf. You can cross the ocean of material nature easily. There are four kinds of people who do not surrender, miscreants. There are four kinds of pious people who surrender. Of the best is the one who is in full knowledge and who is always remembering me. With that I close it. If any questions, please let me know. One question or two questions?
Reading the translation of 7.15, where it is atheist nature of demons do not surrender unto me. So then there are so many different words like asuras, daityas, danavas. is that they are all similar nature or is there any difference?
So let me give an example here, okay? Let's talk asuras, right? Yes, so asuras, when we think, we have two horns, big teeth, like that, right? So if you look at the different yugas, so in the Trita Yuga, Ravana was asura. You can physically see the characters, right, of asuras. And then now in the Kali Yuga, many of the activities itself are asuras. Some are good, some are bad. You can see yourself. So how can you kill yourself? So many things within ourselves it is there. So I can't go and kill Ravana because it is within me. Some of the characters what we have. I have it, I don't know others, but I have it. Some characters are there, which is pulling me. That's all Maya. So this Shakti can come out only by surrendering to Krishna. Otherwise it is very difficult to cross the Maya. Easy way to chant. Prabhupada has given a nice process of doing for relative principles chanting and also doing devotional service. Is it clear or? Okay, thank you.
We do other questions afterwards, Prabhu.
Yeah. One more question we can stop.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. What is I know chanting is one of the ways not to get into the trap of Maya. That's the easiest way that has been told in Bhagavad or in other Purans too. That chanting the mantra keeps you free from not falling into the trap of Maya. But is it the ultimate goal of our life to just keep chanting? Because we keep falling in trap of Maya every other second. Forget about every other day. Like a situation arises and we fall trap into Maya and then we get angry. Or all the Ravanas in our inside, they just erupt like anything. So what is the best way to not fall into the trap of Maya? In spite of being chanting, we are not getting rid of it.
Yeah. So a lot of people have this problem, just not you, many of us have this problem. Mechanically chanting, still they get into, you get out of this hall, get out of the temple, you are Maya, right?
Yeah.
So how to overcome is do service, Take the shelter of spiritual master. Like Mataji, Kamala Mataji, you can do any other method, take shelter of Guru, he can give a direction. He is a realized person. He can show you how to come out of Maya. He has seen it. Right? So, approach the Guru.
Like Mataji said, the Guruji that is, not feeling well, he left everything for Srila Prabhupada. But is it a possible way for everyone to follow that path and leave behind all your responsibilities and just go into the seva? Is it okay to do that?
Yeah, absolutely okay. He has done it. He has seen it. So there is a will, there is a way. Right?
So family responsibility itself are Maya.
So you have to read Bhagavad Gita.
I am reading.
Yeah, that you have not understood. That means, you have to read and understand. Go to chapter 15, Purushottam Man. That's what we are talking.
That great that I will understand it in one way.
15.1 verse, that tree, right? That is Purushottam Man. That's what we are doing now.
Okay.
So read this thing, you have to understand. You have to go to Bhakti Viksha class so that you get association of sadhu sons, and then you can get into the culture. get into the habit of like-minded people, can start thinking in bhakti. I think more questions we can take. I think we are falling short of time. Thank you very much. We can talk to you later. Thank you so much.
Just a couple of announcements before we proceed further. So we will be celebrating Chidadai festival on June 27th. So ports are available. Please contact Dashni Mataji if anyone is interested to pay the ports and to get the ports. There is another announcement. We also started a reading club for all the encouraging newcomers to read 2 to 3 pages a day. So this month's book is Dharma book. So whoever is newcomer today want to get added into that WhatsApp group or interested, please contact Dharma Prabhu Chalmata. Hare Krishna. We'll start with now Vardhan. Sorry, Vardhan. Yes, Vardhan.